Hello and welcome. Today we'll be going over dev update number 24 for V Rising. Looks like it's titled Slaying in Style. I'm super hyped to go over this, and I'm really hoping we can get a release date finally listed in this update. But we'll see. All right, let's get started. Okay, looking at this first image, this is really cool looking in general. I mean, there's not really much that they put out that's not cool looking, so I think I can just kind of go past this, but I do like the crimson red. It is my favorite color, so. All right, nice. Oh wait, hold on a second. This is a polearm weapon. This does not look like a scythe, now that I realize it. If this is gear that we're getting, I wonder if this is a new weapon that they haven't really released, or if this is just I don't know what this is. Like I'm kind of wondering if this is like a new weapon that we haven't gotten yet, because now I think about it, that weapon already exists in the game, but NPCs only use it. I'm not gonna get too far into it, but I thought it was interesting that this weapon was featured first on here, so that's kind of interesting. All right, let's get into it. Greetings, creature of the night. Sorry, I'm like losing my voice. Greetings, creatures of the night. We hope you've survived the winter frost and long nights as well as us. The crypts at Stunlock Studios have been as busy as ever, our plans unfolding within the dusty depths to our sinister excitement. You have been quite patient. Yeah, that's an understatement. With us, and perhaps we should reward that patience with a nugget of knowledge to fill the dark months with hope for the coming year. Before we begin, thank you all for overwhelmingly positive response to the big console reveal during State of Play. We're thrilled to welcome a new audience to the world of V Rising, and delighted to offer elder vampires and new kin alike the opportunity to immerse themselves on your TV or experience it with the newly introduced gamepad support on your PC. It's time to discuss a topic that players have been frequently requesting ever since first setting boot on the untamed soil of Vardoran. Players have long since been asking for more options in player expression, from a need to show your unique slaying style to a desire to specialize your gear with more focused and themed stats to match your combat preferences. From the decadent countesses to the ghoulish necromancers, you've wanted to show what makes your vampire unique from your distinguished peers. In today's update, we'll delve into the practicals, visuals, and aesthetics of everything equipable. Ooh, okay, all right. Okay. Oh, this looks like the late game gear we have right now. It's a nice image. Let me zoom out a little bit just to kind of get a nice look at it. What I find interesting about this image is that there's also a shadow on the ground, which really wasn't necessary for this, but I guess it adds like a, I don't know, it looks cool. I don't know why that distracted me so much, but yeah, this is, let's see, early concept art for what would become the Blood Moon armor set. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. The shoulder piece, well, you know, it's not bad. It's pretty close to what we got in game, actually. All right, let's zoom in, go back to it. All right. To go even further beyond, as we've mentioned in earlier blogs, the full release of V Rising has us looking at the end of the player journey in the world of Vardoran, rising to face the greatest foe to date and the ultimate rival. You'll need every edge you can get. That means advancing beyond what we were once capable of and finding innovative means to conquer the threats swarming in from realms beyond. Tapping into ancient powers and unlocking their secrets, we'll craft an entirely new tier of armor and weapons to elevate yourself into feeling your true mastery of the vampire arts. This is the apex of your journey, and it should feel that way. For this reason, we're adding a higher equipment tier and adjusting the sets and rarities of the later equipment to give a smooth and satisfying progression. In addition to obtaining higher tiers or armor, legendary weapons will undergo comprehensive rebalancing across 3 tiers. This update also introduces a groundbreaking tier of artifacts, featuring specific and distinctive weapons for each weapon type. These weapons don't just become sorry. These weapons won't just be unique in their names and statistics, but they'll entirely modify the way you play with advanced weapon skills. Ooh, okay, okay. Oh, yes. There's some potential here. If this is really what we're getting, oh my god. Also, let's take a quick look at this armor set here. I think we already have this cape in game, but the actual gear looks kind of dark. It's hard to tell what they're wearing, but I don't recognize it, so that's kind of interesting. And also, notice this is also in the wintry area, so I kind of wonder, like, what's kind of happening here. Is like, what area of this is? I think this is the winter area. I could be wrong. This could be ash and not snow, but all right. Anyway, but wait, there's more. Endgame PvP battles often involve competition for the shards between buildings you can place in your castle and provide powerful stats and buffs to friendly vampires who attune to these powerful monuments. To get a hold of one of these coveted items, a properly prepared vampire needs to acquire them a powerful top-tier V-Blood bosses or steal it from other vampire stronghold. So why are we talking about the shards in this lovely update all about equipment if they're a bunch of fancy buildings? It's because they're not buildings anymore. Thank God, because I fucking hate it. Shards will now be a necklace item with powerful stats and buffs, and will also provide a unique ultimate ability that overwrites your current equipped one. On a PvP server or server with the appropriate settings, this necklace will be one of a kind. That means to use it, you'll have to risk it. There will also be a running timer on the shard, and recharging it will require going out into the world and replenishing his energy at events that spawn in the final zone. It's our hope that this encourages a new active and exciting experience for everyone while providing interesting perks and innovative gameplay for vampires who like to play it a bit more friendly. You might not like PvP, but you probably do like a novel piece of gear with exciting abilities. That I do, that is very true. Alright, let's take a look at what this is. One possibility for a new shard ability. Ooh, spoopy. Let's zoom in a little bit. Alright, so we can see here a vampire in the center. It looks like they're channeling something, and there's just a bunch of like... It almost looks like a bunch of like spoopy souls or something is like kind of flying out of them. I don't know. This is kind of chaotic, but it's definitely interesting to look at, I will say. Alright, the Vampire Court, Knights, Warlocks, and Assassins. So we've heard you. You've made it clear you want to fully embody your vampire fantasy in V Rising. Many of you have pointed out that sometimes the Night Stalker you view yourself as isn't quite reflected in the world of Ardoran. It's not just about looks, it's about gameplay too. Some of you thrive on spell slinging, others prefer the art of hit and run tactics, and there are those who throw themselves into the fray and hammer enemies into a bloody pulp. Entirely valid. In fact, beautiful. You deserve to be the bloodsucker of your dreams. Alright, we're looking at the simple workbench here. I'm going to zoom out for this image. Alright, here we go. Alright, we have Night Stalker stuff. That's not new. Shadewalker vest, Shadewalker leggings, gloves, and boots. Okay, that's new. Marauder vest. Ooh, okay, so I'm thinking the Shadewalker stuff is more like a rogue-like kind of thing, or like assassin thing that they mention of here. Alright. Let's see, Marauder vest, Marauder leggings, Marauder gloves, and boots. Oh, these leggings look interesting. It has like a... Oh, there we go. It has like a diamond pattern to it. That's kind of cool. And I like this, the way this top looks. I hope it looks good in game because, I mean, I like that so far. Alright. Let's see. Grim Ranger vest. Okay, we already have the Grim Ranger stuff. So that's kind of interesting. So, all right, is there anything else here? Oh, toggle details. Ooh. Okay, so I guess we're gonna be able to click on this and see maybe an alternate panel here? Or is it going to open up a separate tab? I kind of wonder. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay. Names, UI, and icons are all subject to change. That's fair. Okay. As part of the equipment overhaul, Every other tier of armor has been expanded. In fact, we've added 4 armor sets with unique stats and appearances for every second tier of armor after bone, represented by the core fantasy archetypes of the primary combat-focused archetypes, Brute, Warrior, Rogue, and Scholar. Over the course of your journey, advancing in your crafting will now offer you avenues of specialization. Warrior armor will offer more bonuses to physical damage. Scholar armor will offer more to spell damage, and so on. Okay, so kind of like the blood typing. It looks like interesting. With 10 plus new armor sets, you'll be more effective in your combat specialty and look even better doing it. All right, and here's the image that we got teased to us earlier this week. I think like on Tuesday, they put this out on Twitter. It says here, concept art for one of the rogue themed armor sets. That's really nice. I like the arm bandages. That's not something we have yet. That is, well, actually, no. I don't remember. I don't think we have anything like this yet. I could be wrong. It could be like one of the early level gears. It's just escaping me, but I like these gloves a lot. I'm a sucker for these kinds of gloves. And then you have, all right, we have a nice little belt here. It just looks good. It looks really good, and I like the scarf, and I don't know, like it's really cool looking thing. All right, cool. Infinite impeccable inspirations. Whoops. Perhaps even with all these shiny new armor sets, you're still feeling limited. Maybe you aren't comfortable being put inside of a box, and your unique flair is something we couldn't have foreseen in our plethora of styles and options. Perhaps you enjoy mixing and matching sets, or your sinister warlock spellcaster prefers a stylish coat like a duelist rather than a flowing satin robe. Do you dress in devilish reds, garish greens, or stick to the timeless elegance of pitch black? Fear not, Nightkin. It's time to cast off those shackles and embrace your freedom. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to zoom out for this image. We got, let's see, UI elements and color palettes may not be final, but this should give you an idea of the functionality of the system. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow, this is interesting. So this whole thing is completely new, it looks like. I find it interesting that they cut off the top here, not telling us if this is like character tab or if, like, I wonder if you have to go to like a specific station to change these things, because this is kind of, I don't know, it's interesting. All right, another thing I want to point out, this here looks like a completely, whoopsie. This here looks like a completely new armor set, which we haven't seen in the list above that we already looked through. So I wonder how that's gonna look in game. And looks like we have a big purple pouch thing. Currently for inventory expansion, we have different types of pouches, so I wonder if they're just going to make just an overall general expansion to inventory bag, because that to me would make more sense. That being said, part of the use of the coin purse was the fact that you wouldn't be affected by what's inside of it, so like you didn't have to worry about holding too much silver because the bag would just handle it for you. So that is a little bit of a concern. I don't know what they're going to do with that. We already have this necklace in the game. I think this is the warlock necklace. I'm trying to remember, but I think that's what that is. This cape is usually a lot darker in color, so I'm wondering if these are already dyed colors. But okay, so let's look at the top here. I'm not going to get into the colors just yet. So for the equipment, attributes, blood pool, and crafting, what I want to know is, what are you changing with the blood pool? Like, are we changing the color of the blood or something? Or like, I don't understand, like, why is there a blood pool tab here? This I think is the most interesting part of this image, honestly, because our blood pool is typically at the bottom of the screen. You could see it, right? And it's part of the interface. So I wonder, what is this doing here is what I'm trying to figure out. But yeah, so far we only got the equipment. Crafting, if this is on self, like on person crafting, then this would be, you know, this isn't really new or like a new idea. As far as attributes go, I wonder if that's just like your passive stats, or because I don't know, I'm kind of worried a little bit that they might put in like a point system where you get, you know, points over time and then you have to like distribute them or whatever. I wonder if they're going to tie something like that to gear, or if they're just going to keep the same method they have now, but just add on all this other stuff. So I don't know. It's something to think about. Something I find really cool though is that they have different color palette things here, and at first I thought, you know, maybe they were just going to dye them solid colors. But I will admit, this here is probably a lot more work that they put in. This reminds me a lot of the outfit color changes for Palia, for example, where you can, you know, choose like you have an outfit you choose, but there's like 3 different colors you can choose of that outfit, variations. So I wonder if, you know, this is kind of similar, but the difference is that you're not really changing the composition of the outfit or what it looks like, you're just changing the colors. Which is, I mean, this is awesome. I love this actually. And I also like the X here because that means you can remove the dyes without issue, I hope. And yeah, so it looks like, okay, so something that kind of confuses me a little bit here is it looks like the bottom here might just be like visual stuff, because so you have an armor piece here, so equipment, right? This piece already exists in the game and this is selected. So what I want to know is, if this is selected, why is this here? Is this not a separate set, or is this just a visual thing? So I'm wondering if this is some kind of like a glamour system. So that's kind of interesting that they would have these 2 things on the same page. So I think this might, like, okay, so if I had to make a prediction here, I think that the armor on the bottom might just be glamour or something for visuals. I don't think the necklace and the pouch are like involved in this, because they don't have these little triangles above them. Like if you notice, it looks like you have a little triangle, and then these dots here make me wonder if they change colors based on what you have selected up here. Kind of like how in FF14, if you dye like a piece of gear, there's like a little circle bubble in the upper right of the icon that tells you, hey, this is the color that this item has been dyed. I wonder if that's what this is, if it's just like a mini preview, but it's not really being shown here, or if it will become that. I have no idea. I think this is really cool though. Seeing an attributes, blood pool, and like the crafting, maybe I should be more worried about the crafting tab, but we can't see these things yet, so I can only speculate as to what this is. But as far as the blood pool stuff, I don't exactly understand what's going on here. And when they said something about like the necklaces and you know, the shards, I guess, becoming necklaces, I wonder if it's like going to be like an infusion to your necklace of your choosing or something like that. Like I said, this is only speculation. I have no idea. Let's see. All right, the equipment menu has been changed dramatically and now has a collapsible section attached to each armor piece. Wait, what? Equipment menu has been changed dramatically and now has a collapsible section attached to each armor piece. Oh, okay, so is that what this is? Where you have like, let's say you have a, like you're choosing this, like maybe this here is this and this might be the collapsible section. So maybe when you click on a specific piece of armor, this pops up or something. I'm kind of wondering. Interesting. In this new section, there is a slot where you can place any armor piece, which will overwrite the appearance of anything you're wearing currently. In this same menu, you'll find a host of color palettes, currently 31 in total. Nice. Here are just a few early examples of possibilities. Go to war with a vicious Death Knight or elegant Moonlight War Leader. Okay. I love this. This is so fucking nice. I also really like this too. This reminds me of a few gear sets I've seen in like Final Fantasy actually, which is kind of funny. But Wow, I love this the chest piece and the shape of it. It just looks stylish, you know? It looks cool, looks stylish. Um really really neat. All right, let's check this out. Mixed magics as a devilish warlock or an arcane scholar. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me go back up. I don't see a weapon on this tab. Now I look at it. But if we scroll down, okay, so this sword doesn't look new to me. This looks like the current late game sword we have, but it's kind of hard to tell. What I find weird is here we have the, see this scythe here it has like a purple look to it, but I don't think this is endgame items. I think this is like mid-game item, weapon, I mean. All right, let's take another look. So it looks like the neck piece here is a little bit asymmetrical, maybe. All right, let me scroll in. Zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, it looks like the neck piece might be asymmetrical on this piece. It's hard to tell because of the way that they're standing and the angle. I would have to test it out in game. Like, I wonder if you move your mouse like to one side and your character's head moves to one side, if it would change the shape of the collar visually, or if it would move the collar around. That would be a nice touch, but I'm not sure. Out of these three outfits, I probably like the one in the middle the most. I'm kind of like an edgelord, so I think I do like that a lot. Though the purple is nice, I will say. All right, let's go to the next one. Play the daring duelist or the rakish rogue. All right, so we got... Okay, so looking at these, I really want to know what the back of this looks like, because I don't see like a tailcoat kind of thing in the back. Or maybe this is... Okay, I'm a little bit unsure of what I'm looking at here. This kind of reminds me of like Jade's gear a little bit for some reason, but it's kind of different though. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay, so if I look at, so we have the black version here, the red version, and then like a blue version. I really like the recolorings of the gear. I think it, you know, it's a nice little variety. Very interesting. I wonder if we're going to be able to change the color of our weapons though. That's something that I'm kind of curious about, because I don't see the weapons being changed color in any of these photos. So I kind of wonder. All right, let's go back. Okay, maybe this is going to answer my question earlier. Whoopsie. All right, here we go. I'm trying to zoom out enough so that you guys can see the whole image. Or you can wear nothing at all. This, much of the UI is still under development. Okay, so this UI is still under development. So it looks like if you select this, you can just look like you just came out of the crypt. Ooh, let's take a look at this real quick. Man, I hate that it keeps moving my thing around, but here we go. This pants and these boots are like, would be completely new. I've never seen these icons before, I don't think. The pouch is kind of interesting. It looks more like a backpack, actually. It's a different color than the other one. The other one was like a purplish kind of color, and it looked more expensive. This one looks a little bit more like a lower tier bag, maybe. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Okay, so it looks like we still have our weapon slots, or our hotkey slots are, you know, 1 through 8, but they're kind of separated in between here, which it's not a bad thing. I just kind of wonder like what's happening there. I don't know what I think this thing here, this little button might have something to do with the blood pool. This could be like more description, and I don't know what this is. Ooh, wait a second. Hold up. Hold on. We're about to zoom in really, really far. Hold on, let me go back. Let's take a quick look, because and I want to take a quick, like, really close look at this because I didn't see this before. So at the bottom here, I'm trying to zoom in so you guys can see. At the bottom here, there's some kind of icon that looks like it's like kind of like send to inventory button, but it's grayed out. I wonder if when you're in your castle, there's a way to like press that button and everything just goes to an inventory. Like I wonder, or this could be the new button for compulsively count, which is another possibility. I don't know. And so here we have 3 locked squares also. So I assume that this bag up here is not the biggest inventory bag we get, because for there to still be, you know, these things locked, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, this is a much better system to just use one bag and then you just free up non-dedicated slots to your inventory. I think that makes a lot of sense actually. Because right now I think we only have like 4 lines. Well, no, that's not true. We technically have 3 lines, I think, of inventory stuff. If you include the weapons in the first tier, that's 4. So maybe it opens up like 2 more lines. I don't know. I could be misremembering, but I'm thinking it might open up 2 more lines of inventory space eventually. But yeah, this button here that's grayed out really caught my eye, because I wonder if this is like the new button for compulsively count, or if it's, like I said, or if it's something where it's like send to inventory or something, or because that looks like a chest. Like it looks like a sideways chest. It's just hard to tell what that is. It's so small. Yeah, it's so small that it's hard to tell like what that is, especially like it's such a mystery of a button, but that really caught my eye because I'm really curious to know what that functionality will look like. All right, so it looks like the guess that this was the character page wasn't incorrect from the earlier photo, because it looks like that's exactly what this is, and this might be some kind of collapsible thing. I just want to know what this blood pool tab looks like. That really catches my eye, because it just adds up like a bunch of questions. And then you have this here. So my question is, why would I, like, if these 2 things would bring you to the same menu, why is this down here? I don't think that's the case. I think these are 2 completely different functioning buttons. So I want to know, like, what is this, you know? All right, let's zoom out a little bit. I know I went all crazy zooming in like a maniac. So let's go back. Let's see. Getting the light just right. If you have particularly keen eyes, you might notice some subtle differences in the overall quality of the way the game looks. That's because we've had a massive update to our lighting system. Time to crack open those vampire brains to take in a little technical art talk. Here's a little peek behind the curtain and what it means for the overall look of V Rising. Before, we relied on the atmospheric scattering of the sky for ambient lighting. This meant that you would encounter a bit of awkwardness here and there, like the inside of your castle being affected by the morning sun and nighttime gloom. We now rely on pre-made ambient lighting data that we blend in and out depending on the time of day and the player's position. This gives the environments more subtle lighting and helps ground objects in the scene. It's also more lightweight than previous system, saving on precious frames per second. Thank God. All right, here's the live build, and then here's the 1.0 update. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just looks like moonlight is actually shining on top, whereas like in here it just, like, you know, that's a good point, because now I think about it, we didn't really have moonlight, like, because the thing is, it's hard to tell because as a vampire you can see at night, so having like the moonlight actually serve a function or actually like be present is gonna be kind of visually interesting, and it just looks gorgeous. I love, you know, seeing the nighttime shadows and stuff. It just looks so nice. I really look forward to checking that out. So yeah, this right here is the entrance to the copper mines, for anyone wondering. But holy crap, that moonlight looks gorgeous. I love that. That's wonderful. Alright, the changes also have a big effect on the way materials are displayed, which is most noticeable in the textures of metallic objects. While it doesn't allow for perfect reflections, we can simulate much more realistic looking metal. Combined with the new armor sets, this unlocks a whole other layer of appreciation for your fresh vampire wardrobe. Oh. Okay. So I'm just kind of looking and hold on, I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at. It's just so shiny. Yeah, it's like really shiny. So I guess like when you're walking, you see like a little bit of a shine up here, especially in this the shoulder piece. So I kind of wonder. That's really interesting. All right, let's keep going. The night fast approaches. With the winter solstice, I'm seeing the end of this. We better get a date. I swear to God, I'm gonna cry if we don't get a date. Okay, maybe I won't cry, but I'm gonna be a little salty, not gonna lie. Here we go. The night fast approaches. With the winter solstice behind us and days growing longer, one might be mistaken for thinking the days of the vampire are behind us, and we will, this once, forgive that ignorance. 2024 will be dense with delight, and this has been only the beginning of what's looking to be the most promising year of V-Rising yet. Look forward to the 1.0 update currently planned to drop sometime in the second half of quarter. Stop telling us the second half of quarter 2. Just give us a fucking date. Holy shit. We look forward to uncovering more mysteries of Ardoran with you soon, and as always, you can get a little closer to the Crypt Walkers here at Stunlock by following us on all our socials down below. Oh my god, they didn't tell us! What a tease! What a tease, holy shit. Wait, hold on a second, hold on. Wait a second, I caught something. Currently planned to drop sometime in the second half of quarter 2. I don't think they ever mentioned the second half of quarter 2. I think they've said quarter 2, but I don't remember them saying second half of quarter 2. I might have to go back and look and double check some of the patch notes in the past, but that does narrow it down. You know what, let's do a googly search because I'm very curious. When does Q2 start and end in 2024? Alright, Q2 starts in the... Hold on. So, April 1st, 2024, and it ends June 30th, 2024? That's already in the summertime. Holy shit. So we're looking at anytime between April and June. If we take the second half, then let's see, we have April, May, June, so second half of May forward. Okay, so all right, here's my prediction. I'm gonna give a prediction. All right, I think we're gonna see this drop in the second half of May. Now I have two reasons, or okay, so I have two ways to back this theory up, right? When I first started streaming, I started on May 8th. That was my debut day. That was 2 weeks before the release of Gloomrot. I remember this because I timed it that way. But when I think about it, I'm just like, hold on a second. Q2, so now second half Q2, that does narrow it down. That does align with a May date. So probably the second half of May. Because remember, each quarter is only 3 months, right? So it has to at least be the second half of May. So let me take a quick look in my calendar here. You guys can't see it, but I'm going to take a quick look. So in May, it starts, let's see, there's 31 days in May. So if we go to, let's say about 30, we cut it down to 15 or 16. The 16th is a Thursday and the 15th is a Wednesday. I don't remember if Gloomrot released on a Wednesday or a Thursday, but usually when they do like big updates like this, like like patch notes, sorry, not patch notes, dev updates. They usually release them on Thursdays. So I'm willing to think that maybe, if not like late the 15th, maybe the like early 16th at the earliest is when we'll see this drop. If we go with the May theory. So yeah, May does line up with the second half of Q2, but so does June. The reason why I think May is more likely as well is not just because Gloomrot released that day, but I think the early access for this game also, hold on, when did V Rising early access come out? May 17th, 2022. And if we look up Gloomrot, we're looking at, oh, what the hell is this? Okay, when, what the fuck? All right, let's see. When does V Rising Gloomrot come out? That was scheduled for May 17th. So it would fall within reason that it's possible that we could get a May 17th release date. Because what, the other thing was when did V Rising come out? That was May 17th as well. It's always been May 17th. The oddity in this, though, is that this year, May 17th is on a Friday. So I wonder if that's going to be the release date. If I had to put money on it and I had to guess, my bet would be that it would come out on the 17th of May, which would align because May 8th is when I debuted. So that's about, what, 2 weeks after, right? So if I had to put money on it, I'd say May 17th is when we're getting the release date. That would be my guess. Those two things would be the supporting factors. I don't really have any other real predictions on the date, but if I had to put money on it, like I said, I would probably decide that I'd go with May 17th as my final answer as a guess. What I don't understand is why they didn't just announce it here. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, serious, like serious question. What are you waiting for? Q1 is almost over. It's already February. March is when it ends, right? So how much longer are you gonna like pull our leg? But I will say, the fact that they say second half of Q2 also supports my theory, because remember, there's 31 days in May this year. So if we cut it in half, it'd be 15, and then after that, anytime after that would be second half of Q2. So yeah, my guess is May 17th, and I hope I'm not wrong. I could be wrong, but I just wish that they would just like announce it already, because it's like at this point, like the predictions are being made, people are like excited for this game. There's like no real reason not to do that. I wonder if they're hesitating to tell us just in case they have to postpone it like a week or something for like last minute changes. So I don't know. We will see. And I wonder if there's going to be a closed beta period for this, because I definitely like to get my hands on this this 1.0 build just to see like what's there. My guess is that if there's something like that this time around, we're probably gonna not be able to share that with anyone prior to the release of whatchamacallit, of the next 1.0 update. I wonder if it's going to have a name to it though, because last time when we got that free DLC update, it was Gloomrot and it had its own title, it had its own thing, it was like a whole spiel, right? So I wonder if we're gonna get something like that again, but you know, or if they're just going to say V Rising, which is fine. I mean, it's 1.0, right? But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of really interesting nuggets of knowledge up in here. Just looking at this color palette, super nice to see. The fact that I only see one bag for inventory expansion is also very promising. I assume that's what this is. I could be wrong. But like I said, I really wonder, what is this button? Is this button compulsively count? Or is this button like, you know, send to inventory or something like that? Like I wonder. Or send to storage. And And I also don't understand what this blood thing is. Like, I wonder if they made a tab for the blood pool where you don't have to hover over the blood pool icon to see what values you get. I wonder if they're just adding it as part of the character sheet. That would be nice. And I wonder. So, all right. So what I'm going to do now that I've looked through this, yeah, you have my prediction on May 17th. But I do want to mention, for anyone who hasn't played the game yet, who's maybe like considering picking it up, I just made a V Rising review, so feel free to go check out that video. I'm probably gonna link it somewhere in the end screen, so feel free to, you know, choose that. Something else that's probably going to be coming out soon for me is probably some predictions or like some wants for this game, because I feel like there's a lot of features and stuff that are like currently missing that I would like to see in the game that may or may not be there in the 1.0 build. I know last time that we had like with the original early access setup before we had Gloomrot, there was a lot of things that people wanted, and they actually found really interesting and creative ways to get around many of these issues. So I have pretty good confidence that the devs pretty much know what they're doing when it comes to this. They've surprised us before with things that have definitely helped out. Like, for example, like the vampire horses, like that was not something that was predicted. So, well, at least not in my eyes. I didn't predict that. I mean, maybe someone else did, but the fact that, you know, you can keep your horse forever, that kind of thing. So what I want to know is, now that we have a color palette for our vampires' outfits, are they going to do something similar for your horse's saddles? Because remember, the saddles are used to change the look and appearance of the horses now. So I wonder if you know, that's going to be the case. And also, it'd be nice to have different colored vampire horses. Like, I don't see a reason why all the vampire horses need to be pitch black. Like, yeah, they look nice, they're cool looking, sure, but I mean, if you captured you know, like a light colored or tan horse with brown hair, or if you captured you know, a tan horse with with blonde hair, wouldn't you want to keep that if that's what your preference is? Like, so I don't know, like I'm curious, because I want to see if they're going to do something like this color palette, but just transfer it over to the saddle, and then just allow us to kind of change the outfit colors of the horses. So like, for example, with the Gloomrot DLC, like, sorry, not the DLC, the Gloomrot pack, that was like the extra like accessory fun pack that you could buy. It was like an extra thing. With that pack, we had the Gloomrot saddle. I forget what it's called exactly, but you basically put it on the horse and it changed the horse's look entirely, and even gave it a lightning trail as it traveled. So I wonder if we're going to see something like that, but maybe be able to change the colors of the lightning in there, or any kind of customization just like that, but for your horses. I would love to see that. So maybe that's something I would mention, you know, in another future video. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for sticking around for my ramblings and, you know, stupidity throughout this whole video. I'm sure there's plenty of things people are like, ugh. But yeah, this is super freaking exciting. And, you know, I'm not gonna wait for that, you know, release date finally being revealed. I'm just gonna assume it's May 17th until I'm told otherwise, because this is, like, I have no reason to believe it wouldn't be. I mean, it's on a Friday, so, you know, you have a whole weekend to mess around with it. The timing would be good, I think, for most people. So why the fuck not, right? Okay, well, thank you so much. If you liked this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. I stream 3 times a week, usually on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Lately, I've been streaming on Mondays, though, instead of Wednesdays, but that's not, like, the norm for me. And that's usually at 5 o'clock p.m. PST. I do stream today at 5 o'clock p.m. PST, so if you want to tune in, say hello, I'll be doing some castle decorating. But yeah, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, Xolo out.